what strategic management is all about. So, strategic management is the formulation and implementation of major objectives and projects by an organization's management on behalf of its shareholders or owners. So, ang strategic management, mao na siya ang ongoing process in organization sa pag-set of mga high level goals, pag-develop of plans of actions nga buhaton in that particular nga organization. So typically, the formulation process starts with an assessment of available resource and industry analysis to assess the competitive environment in which the company operates and in internal operation assessment. From this overall assessment, a strategy is then created to achieve desired goals. Implementation of the formulated strategies seeks to steer and align the company with its main objectives. So, all over jud sa strategic management is that it is the resources to achieve goals and objectives in that specific nga organizations. So, next, understanding strategic management. So we have two strategic management is divided into several school of thought. The first one is prescriptive approach. Prescriptive approach is it outlines how strategy should be developed. Monitor is specifically planning of how or unsaon pag-develop sa mga strategies. The next one is descriptive approach. It focuses on how strategy should be put into practices. So it examines the real life situation of the business or the organization of how their strategies made. And it is really important kung giunsa nila ang pamaagi or strategy is being put into practices by real companies in the real world of business. So the next is components of strategic management. Okay. First is formulation. Formulation includes an assessment of the environments in which the organization operates and then creating a strategy on how the organization will operate and compete. Karing formulation is it involves kanang assessments in organization to how operates and then maghimo na po sila or they will create strategies na po og how ang organizations operates and makipag-compete sa lain nga kanang organization or lain nga business. Next one is implementation. It includes the deployment of an organization's resources to meet the desired objectives. So, ang implementation is the process that turns strategies and plans into actions para ma-accomplish ang strategic objectives and goals of organizations. Next one is next topic is this is the example of framework for strategic management. So the first one of strategic framework for strategic management is competitive advantage. An organization may achieve either lower cost of production or product differentiation is an advantage against its rivals. It is important to look at the market positioning of the brand and company and also to pinpoint all the competitive advantages the company has over its competitors. So, if you will kanang mag-build of business, you have to think of a competitive advantages like kintahay sa cost ang sa presyo sa imong kanang product, you have to lower nga kanang at least you have the advantage nga dili ka motokong sa imong rivals or kasame og business para ang customers is kanang kuan bitaw kanang ikaw ba joy like ana nimo mo palit kay at least naman kay advantage is makakuan man sila, maka-benefits man sila sa imong business. Like that kailangan magtukod kag business you have jud imong na jud kay kanang kuan bitos imong kagalingon nga na jud kay competitive advantages para kanang naay at least naay kanang product differentiation as an advantage against your rivals. So corporate strategy and portfolio theory. So this theory is the modern portfolio theory. It provides a framework for allocating assets to given level of risk, the expected return is maximized. Portfolio theory allows corporations to perform a cost-benefit analysis on the deployment of resources and view the merit of individual resource placements of the company in its totality. So let's go with the core competence. The business should seek to develop expertise in areas of relative excellence and eliminate or outsource the remainder of its business activities. By being able to do this, an organization can provide a unique and unparalleled product, service, or perspective to the market and consumers. So, the word core is like stick together or working together in one organization, like working together effectively to kanang para you will build a kanang bitaw like mabuhat ninyo ang inyong goals and objectives sa inyong organization if you are working together effectively. That is what core competence is. So next one is experience curve. The experience curve expresses the proportion that whenever the output product doubles, the value added cost decline by a consistent percentage. So we have here the benefits of strategic management. So the first one is competitive advantages, like what I have said earlier na amang ni ganin competitive advantages. It is that kanang strategic management gives businesses an advantage over competitor because its proactive nature means your company will always be aware of the changing market. So maot ng ganina, di ba? Like kanang naa kay advantage. Like for example sa cost sa product, you have to lower nga dili ka mo kanang pantay sa imuhang ka rival or ka same nga kanang business para kanang you have like ang kanang customers will dali ra maka sa imong product kay you have the man they can benefits man because you have a lesser price than them. So the next one is achieving goals. Now, achieving goals. This is a strategic management that helps keep goals achievable by using a clear and dynamic process for formulation steps and implementation. So if you have to kanang build or put a business, you have to think of kailangan ano mo imong i-focus nimo yung goals, achievable goals sa imong business or sa organizations. Like kanang building a business baya is kanang dili ka like kanang nana ka sa top date. So you have a dynamic step by step or a clear step by step or an implementation nga kanang strategies to kanang ma-achieve nimo ang imong goals sa imong business. Is not dili na siya dali-dali ra nga ini mo business ka adto na ka dito like high na kaayo ang imong or at kanang kuan na kaayo na growth na kaayo ang imong business. You have to ubos sa jud ka ona before ka mauto sa top. And in order to do that, kailangan na kay clear and dynamic process. So the next one is sustainable growth. This is a strategic management has been shown to lead to more efficient organizational performance, which leads to manageable growth. So sustainable growth is the realistic or attainable growth that can be achieved without running into problems of funding because of too rapid growth of your business. Like kanang bisag kanang paspas na kaayo na ka growth inyong business, dili mo problema sa inyong inyong kanang fund kay like smooth ra ang kanang dagan sa inyong business bisag nagkadaghan na inyong customers, like paspas na kaayo na ka growth ang inyong business. You will still be able to sustain the growth of your kanang business or organization. So the next one is cohesive organization. This is a strategic management necessitates communication and goals implementation company-wide. An organization that is working in unison toward a goal is more likely to achieve that goal. So the cohesive is like sticking together and working together effectively in making or to make or to achieve goals and objectives of your company. You have to work in unison sa imong ka-team or in that specific business para you can create a good strategies in your business or in your company. So the next one is increased managerial means looking toward the company's future. If managers do not do this consistently, they will be more aware of industry strength and challenges by better prepared to face future challenges. So ang increased managerial awareness is that you should be aware of the strategic or the opportunities exist kanang all around your kanang business. So you have to kanang naa kay aware ka sa mga opportunities bitaw nga coming for your company, and it is like capitalizing on the opportunities required to you to be alert and attentive to what is happening in the real world of business. So that is the increased managerial awareness.
So the next topic is all about example of strategic management. So example, let us understand the concept better with the below mentioned strategic management of to extend his constrained furniture business by introduction a new product category, all home decor goods. However, he is unsure how his brand could perform as it took years from him to establish his furniture business due to the delay in identifying negative factors. Just to avoid any risks, this time Dave conducts SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis as part of the strategic management. So si Dave mo ni siya nagsiguro sa unsaon ni siya ang kanyang mga paunsa ni siya pagbaligya sa mga products. Next is he identified the strong and weak points of business. He also analyzes potential opportunities and threats based on his current market trend. Accordingly, Dave strategies and plans the processes starting from the manufacturing, advertising, ensuring that he allocates the right resources and the right place. So, si Dave, pwede ba matagal? So, gitukoy niya ang ijahang kanang kusog o kahinaan ni diya nga unsaon ni diya pagbaligyas ijang negosyo kay dapat kuno nga tarong sa ijahang mga customers. Next is basic consideration before starting a business. So kailangan jud imuhang ikuan ag imuhang mga basic ay sa ka maghimo og negosyo. Next is, what is business? Business is the activity of buying or selling goods, manufacturing goods for providing services in order to make profit. So kani si Jamo ni is unsaon na to pagbaligya o unsaon na to o unsaon na to maka ginansya ta sa atong baligya. Next is, it is a profit a non-profit seeking activities of those engaged of processing of selling goods and services to satisfying society needs and wants. Next is, starting a business can be a motivating idea, especially for a first-time entrepreneurs or employed individual who are tired of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. job. It's encouraging to start a business when you think about the freedom of not working 8 to 9 hours a day in a confined office, not having to report to a boss, or the possibility of endless profit. So, kani si Jam, labi na to sa katong unang na nagsugod og himo silang business, dapat manalbaho jud ta og tarong para atong kita kuan dito sa tawag kay sarang mugro ba dapat mo-grow atong business food na dapat basig gikapoy na maningkamot gihapon ta para makakita ta. Next is things to consider before starting a business. Dapat ay sita maghimo og business ato jud hunaon og tarong aron dawa na daghang problema aron hapsay ato ang paghimo sa negosyo. Next is nature of business. The first you need to think about is what will you offer? What are you going to sell your business? In general, you can choose to provide the following services: merchandising or manufacturing. So, ang nature of business, imo jud hunaon unsaon nimo pagbaligya sa imong mga produkto. Unsaon nimo pag-ingon sa mga customer o sa pag-market sa imong mga customer aron kaning kitay, ma'am, dahil tapay sa awang mga baligya kay mga nindot ni ana kanang dugay magudugay nimo magamit nga. So we have two types of nature of business. Next is manufacturing, combining raw materials, labor, and use of equipment, then turn into a sellable products. Example are manufacturing or cars, gadget, clothing, bags, daily essential. So, kali manufacturing is mao ni katong naghimo og mga
manufacturers
manufacture og mga cars, mga sanina, mga bags, mo ni siya kuan og labor materials. Next is services. A service is a system supplying a public need. It can either be selling time and experts, just as a professionals, event organizer, IT marketing, or it can also be restaurants, food and cruise, transportation, salon, spa, ethics. So, ang kanidang service is,
So, ang service is like kanang bitaw ang kintahay na as restaurant. The waiters or kanang naa sa like kanang naa as kusina bitaw karang the cooks or ang kanang mga waiters mao na sila example sa ilang gibuhat is service kay like ilaha bitaw gikuan ang mga customers like ilang naggamit sila ilahang serbisyo like ilahang effort physically para mahatag og tarong kanang needs sa customers, like sa spa, sa kanang kuan maghilot kanang mga tawag dira, basta kanang manghilot, that is kanang ilang gibuhat, that is service, kay gahatag sila og effort, gahatag sila og ilang
effort sila sa ato customers.
yeah, that is service.
Next is target customer. Having a service or product to sell is not gonna make you profitable if you do not have customers who will buy it. Next is identify who your customer are. So, kaning target customer is kanang dapat kanang mangita ka og customer nga sabi
Okay, ba ko sa pagkanila sa customer.
o kanang mangita ka customer nga kanang imo jung makuan ba nga madani nimo ani ta palit ingana sa imong kanang products.
And in order to have more customers, you have to in order for you to have target customers, you have to apply sa imong kagalingon og
Sa una.
kanang kuana kay kanang good characteristic as akoan a businessman or business woman nga na
Kay
kay
ganahan ag imong
Mhm.
customer nimo.
di kay magminalditahan nimo di wa kay customer why mong kuan sa inyong business
Product,
or sa inyong product kay kuan man
nagmaldita man kanit
wa man
dapat
wa man kay
ato silahang kanang matag ayon inuhon ug sa ila ganahan or silang kailangan atong ihatag nila. Next is location. Make sure you look for the best location for your business. Your business must be seen by your target your customer or a listener them. So ang location is kung tahay kanang nagtukod ka og negosyo, dapat mangita kag lugar nga kanang daghan bitaw mga customer or daghan mamalit para daghan kag halin di kay kintahay og ato ka magtukod og negosyo sa kanang tago-tago di jud makita sa atong mga customer di ba wa tay halin. So dapat mangita tag lugar nga kanang daghan makakita or daghan mamalit sa ato ang negosyo.
Continuation for location, and next we have the formation. Formation, once you identified what to sell, who to sell it to, and where to sell it. Now, think about how you form the business. You can choose on sole, proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. Next, first we have I will tackle is a single proprietorship. Oh, you are the sole owner of the business. For example, kuan ba, kanang may ikaw ka mismo, wa kay kauban sa imuhang business. So next we have partnership. Let's talk about partnership. You can divided the business with another persons, which you will call partners. You need at least 2 people to perform partnership. For example, imuhang business dako-dako na. Dako-dako na siya. So need ka og partnership para di pagka mabanghan or kanang di pagka makabag kanang stress pagka na kana makay kauban sa maong business. So next we have corporation. Let's talk about corporation. You can register as one person corporation or OPC, or divided the business with 2 or more individual. So, corporation, for example, kanang mga co-op, right? Na mga co-op ito ang mga locality. For example, Kandihay, di ba? Na co-op sa Kandihay. So, co-op, daghan na sila nga nagtabang dana nga business. So, daghay ga-invest sa ilahang money danang business sa managitawag sa corporation. Next, we have the capital. Okay. Capital is the amount of value you need to put in the business to get it started and operating. It can be cash or non-cash. To know how much capital you need, less than all the possible spending you need to make a start and operate, such as assets, purchase, renovation, lease, payments, operating, and expenses. capital is very sabotable for us. So, capital, of course, if you have make a business, you need to have a capital amount for that business. For example, you have to create a official beauty product, or you need a big capital for that business. So I think this business is very suitable for understandable to everyone. Next, we have the asset requirements. So asset requirements, when starting a business, plan the assets that will need to operate. This may include the following example: computers, equipments, furniture, vehicle, and etc. Less than not only item but also the equipment and price. So, asset requirements, mao na to siya ang mga kagamitan sa imuhang business. Computers. Why you need computers? Oh, asset requirements. So, mao na to ang mga computers, equipment, furniture. So, syempre, og na kay kanang mga na kay dakong business na di kay magdi kang computer, kay computer is the most important kay para imong ma-documentary ang mga recipient sa imuhang na kompra. Next, we have the less renovation and improvements. So what is the less renovation and improvements? So next item to consider as if you will rent out a space. Okay. So, if you have your own business or a big business, so syempre, you need to rent a space. Yes, kay ug ano na kasi yung bahay, actually, di siya mahalin kay tara mas enjoy di siya ma-encounter sa other people, so that you need to rent a space. Okay. So when returning normally, leaser or require advance rent and security deposits, which is equal to 3 to 6 months of monthly rent. Yes, mao na siyang gingon ninyo nga if you have a business, mag-rent yung kag space para mas mahalinan kag daghan kay daghan may mga taong makakita sa imong mga business product or unsa pa nga business nga dali ra mahinangas matamuan lagi nga mubayad pud ta every 6 monthly. Depende na sa sabot sa kanang imong girentan sa space. Next, we have suppliers. Supplier. So, supplier, identify potential suppliers needed to produce the service or good you will sell. So, if you talk suppliers, if I'm a business owner, so mo order ko sa hang supplier sa laing kintahay, laing country baron or laing municipality, and then dinagko si siya nga product ang komprahon para di ko magansi sa huang kanang na ay shipping pa ba na or sa hang magasto nga kwarta para mauli-uli o makagina siya pagtag a little bit. That's the example of supplier. Next, we have operating expenses. So, operating expenses is identify and less than all the expenses or expending your need to separate the business such as salary, rent, office suppliers, utilities, and etc. So, if you talk operating expenses, mo na siya gitawag og kanang na imong na imong na maglista ka sa imuhang na expense nga kwarta. And then, for example, na kanang kintahay o akon, I have a business. So, una ko trabahanti, itong ilista og pila ang sweldo. Kintahay ni sweldo ko karang manta og 5,000. 5,000 lista. Diya, ang rent is 600 per month. And then office suppliers, atos ang gi-order na sa mga supplies sana patog pintahan. Ang ilista ba? So list down para di ko ma-stress ug ganun ang lista man ning kwarta hang anong na may daghang kuwa nga so imo man sang ma-recall kay naman kay gisuwat sa imuhang book. So that is the operating expenses. So next we have hire people or outsource. So, if you plan to start a business, include in your consideration if you will hire people or just outsource it. If you consider to outsource, consider the expertise and reliabilities for the company you will need to outsource to. So, if kanang if you have ug nakaplano nga mag-start og business, so mang-hire jud ka og people nga kasaligan sa imuhang business. For example, dana kanang naay kintahay mo mga business is para nimo nga ni gyud kag kintahay mas utukan bitaw ga utukan jud balag basta kanang utukan and then be honestable, no, kanang kasaligan. So mo jud na needs ato ang business o ato ang nata negosyo para di ta mabankrupt. Di ko ta magginahon, di ta ma-stress maginahon lang ano man to nga no, ano man to nakuwangan man to, ngano man to sakto man to, ngano kuwangan man to nga ngano man nga pag-abot sa lista lahi man. So dapat jud mo hatag people nga kuan kanang na ay very responsible sa idyahang duties. Next we have the registration. If talk about registration, after considering all the capitals and expenses requirements, before you start operating, make sure you have the registrations need to legalize your business. So if it talks registration, it's belong, example for that is belongs for kanang na ay business permit, and then name sa imuhang business nga imong ipa-register sa municipality or what ka o asa ka nga barangay baron, whatever, and etc. So this is the most important nga imo sa ipa-register para matagaan kag license nga you are a business owner that place. Di pa ka makolorom or kumbaga kanang di ka matawag sa mga tao nga tukod-tukod si ja way permit yan aba di sila mang himaka nang di sila mangampa nimo ba kay nama kay gipakita nama po kay mga certificates. Yes, kay if makapas ka na nga registration tanan nama kay madawat nga certificate. So imo man ang kanimo certificate imo na sing papel sa imuhang wall sa imuhang gitukuran nga place sa imuhang business para makita sa tanan nga you are kanang na ay certified business owner that locality or barangay rules or something else danang lugara. So next we have bank account for the business. Bank account is very understandable and sabotable. So consider opening the bank account separate for your business. This is to simply your record keeping and avoid mixing your personal to your business, especially if you are a single property or when choosing a bank, it must be accessible and available. Yes, bank account is very important if you have a single business owner. Why? Why we need to open bank account? Why? Because para di siya maipon ang imuhang money, imong personal money sa imuhang money sa imong business. Yes. Para di po ka maglibog, ngano bang naghalas sining kwartaha, for example, nag-ihap na ka naghalas sining kwartaha kadis aban nga wa di ka kay bawo nga na kay kwarta nga nasagol dadto nga pitaka. So we need to open bank account to keep safety sa imuhang money. So next we have marketing. So marketing is very understandable too. Rarely a business will without a good marketing plan. Marketing is one of the key factors to business succeed. Okay, mo ano si Jam. For example, if you have a business nga kanang murag hinay na bitaw si Ja, wa ka customer. So imo na siyang i-include ang marketing strategies. So marketing strategies bilong na marketing dana ha. Marketing strategies man nagitaw og mag-promo ba ka sa imong product, imo ba nang ipautang good for 2 weeks or 1 week to pay. So mo na gitawag sa marketing strategies. Yes, so it is very important, no, nga na jud tay marketing strategies para mahalinan ta sa tuang products. So next we have the accounting and financial analysis. So Last but not the least, when you start a business, ensure you have a reliable accounting and financial reporting process in place. Accounting is the language of business to know what's really happening in our business. You must have a reliable accounting and financial reporting systems. So, ang accounting and financial system, it's include for accounting financial, uh, profitability, liquidity, and turnover of solvency ratios. So, inyo nang ipang liquidate ag kanang tanan nga kita dan ang nga negosyo. So, this is the last topic that I had tackled for this report. So, I hope you understand my topic all about. That's all about our reporting for the group 5, which is strategic management. I hope you learned something for that report, and keep safe everyone, and may God bless us all. By the way, this is Danny Vinodalo and Angeline Lacar, and your story very beautiful in SM and Gopanism, Rexonism or Rexon Kaliboriog. So thank you, and may God bless us all. Keep safe everyone. Bye bye.